Alright, what's going on, guys? So right here we're going to be taking you guys through just a little bit of the split. It's going to be a 6-day split, and we're starting off the 6-day split with a push-pull leg, and then it's going to be upper-lower miscellaneous. So right here we're going to be having T-bar row, which is kind of one of the main staples of this back movement today that we're going to be pushing. I'll start off with the warm-up weight, and then as I kind of adjust, I'll add one plate, 50%, and then I'll jump to two, and then I'll actually start jumping into my working sets. So right here, see that I'm actually squeezing with the movements, really trying to make sure that I can drive through with my elbows. And then after the back, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of a rear delt. Essentially, in order to make the Christmas tree, what I'm trying to do is make sure that the top of my peak looks big there, so that we can make the taper, have a taper waist. Free weight, I just feel like you can kind of push the weight a little bit more than normal. Obviously, it requires a little bit more posture, and you do have to kind of make sure you stay on top of it. But again, these front shoulder raises are something else. So I really enjoy it, and then it's really something a little special. I feel like it's really helped grow me throughout the past couple weeks. And then we're gonna go back into a little bit of a back. And right here, fortunate enough to let me take off my shirt in the gym. Thankful for that. But doing a little bit of reverse pull downs here. I think overall, I'm really liking the way that my back is coming along, especially to kind of bring out the Y. I know for a lot of people going into it, many people are just curious, like, how do you actually get that width, and how do you make sure you stay wide and try to have the V taper? But I feel like, honestly, rear delts, lat pull downs are really essential. Even just regular lat pull downs overhand are also good as well. And then seated row right here, I just feel like it's really important. With seated row, it's just something you just can't go wrong with. You kind of have the rhomboid in the center, especially for that mid back. And then as you squeeze, making sure you keep the eccentric maybe like a solid like 2 to 4 seconds away from your body. As I kind of go a little bit above, and then I'll come back. I'm really making sure that I'm getting in the stretch, because I kind of feel like that's important in order for the lat to grow and actually to kind of see those little improvements, especially in off seasons. And then here I'll come back and I'll be doing some side dumbbell lateral. Again, I do a lot of dumbbell work just because I really appreciate it. Just goes a long way in just trying to just be better. And so that's kind of my main focus with the show going forward, is I'm putting a great emphasis into that. And then here we are moving on to our next day. We're going to be doing a little bit of some more back, and here we are moving on to another lower day, and we're focusing on the rows, low rows, especially now we're trying to bring out the small part of the back, which essentially, like, that deeper part that you see inside of your back, especially at the bottom. That's kind of what ties it in together to make it just have that shape. And here we are again. Like I said, I do a lot of reverse pull downs. And I just like to do a lot of those. Honestly, that's something that I learned. Men's Physique, Brandon Henderson, shout out to him. He got me influenced to do those a lot. So hopefully some of you guys can be influenced, not even from myself, but from one of the Men's Physique competitors. And here we are coming up with the row machine, single arm. That's a really good machine, especially if you feel like you're lacking in your back. Especially with the split, it's like honestly a really kicker, And here we are with another leg day. Right here is really cool. For every couple of quad hamstrings, what I like to do is for every quad, I'll do maybe 3, maybe 4 exercises, and then I'll do at least like 1 hamstring, just so then for myself, I know that I can always kind of have that balance, because I feel like it's easy to kind of just keep going with what you're doing and just kind of neglect the legs and just kind of maybe not be as focused as you think you are. So maybe, and again, I think maybe it's just a mental cue, especially when I do training I just like to make sure that I'm always balanced. Every single part of my physique is just built exactly the way that I want it to, proportion, just little things, even being a men's physique, I just feel like it's just that important, to kind of bring it together. And then last but not least, we're moving on to some seated calves in the split here. I like to do 2 sets of 21s, 7 in, 7 out, 7 wide. So as far as the placement goes, bring your calves inside, outside, and then bring them out just regular neutral. And then I'll do 2 sets of about 20, maybe about 25, right after those 2 sets. Split. This one is an upper day, and doing a little bit of chest here, and incline work. I feel like especially it's easy to kind of neglect some of the upper part of the clavicle slash upper part of the chest here. So I kind of definitely make sure that I stay that. I think during the last part of the prep, I was doing more like dumbbells. So I feel like this time around I'm doing more machine work. So again, those are just different variations. And then right here, we're going to be having cable crossover, and what I'm doing is a little bit something different. I know a lot of times some of us pull, especially like with our hands, kind of come out and then come in, with the chest flies. But what I'm doing here actually is a little different. I'm actually, as I come away from my body, I'm actually pressing forward, right? Just because it's a more natural movement, and I'm looking for something a little different, during this prep, just kind of challenge my body to do something just a little different. So again, I'm just kind of bringing my hands inward versus bringing them out and then coming in more so than I am like a bear hug, if that makes sense. Like I said, this just kind of feels a little bit more comfortable. I feel a little bit of ease on my shoulders. Just kind of going from there, And like I said, definitely not neglecting the shoulders. Shoulders was something that something that really shapes that 3D look, and especially again, as I've kind of talked about this before, my judges feedback last show just really told me to kind of focus in on those shoulders. So here I am, just like I said, I hit them very frequently, at least maybe 2, maybe 3 times, especially right now during the deeper part of this prep, and that's kind of my main thing, going forward, is just staying locked in and making sure I get a lot of front raises and a lot of back raises, and making sure I'm staying focused. But again, this is just an example to show you guys through what's kind of going on, and that's kind of my main focus here in this prep. So with that being said, that's just wrapping up the end of this video. And like I said, it's a 6-day split. Right here, I wasn't able to showcase a lot of movements that were going on, but even too, I'll add in that miscellaneous. And normally with the miscellaneous day, just for example, it could be like a little bit of quad, a little bit of hamstring. Honestly at this point, I feel like it turns into a full upper body day, where I do maybe like 2 movements per muscle group in that day. But it just depends, right? Like now, six weeks being out, I'm just trying to really make sure my shape comes together, and just trying to stay on point. I mean, that's just the main thing, is bringing the physique together, making sure like when we step on stage, we're ready to go. Because there's one thing that I think, and then there's one thing that judges think and they see. So again, they kind of see more of the finer details. So especially during a prep, it's really why I prioritize a lot of my time towards like the little intricate details, especially right now being 6 weeks out. I kind of really prioritize the small little things. So with that being said, that's a 6-day split. Really appreciate y'all for tuning in. For those of you guys who are watching, hopefully this helps you even just a little bit. With the push-pull leg, upper lower miscellaneous day. And again, there's multiple splits that you can run out there, but again, I'm just documenting, showcasing just a couple things along the way. Hopefully they can help you in your fitness journey along the way. And I'm excited for this. I'm excited. I really am excited. I know a lot of times during the deeper part of the prep, we may not feel our best, but honestly, I'm starting to get real excited. Maybe the energy levels may be a little low, but I mean, like I said, I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling really excited, and I'm excited for what we're going to bring to the stage here in about 6 weeks out in Vegas. So appreciate y'all for tuning in, and like I said, we'll see you on the next one. I'm out.